All right, you can see the Mustang is freshly washed as of yesterday, and we're gonna put a new battery in because the old battery's from 2018 and here we are in 2024. And I still have a car that actually has a keyhole on the door, and even on the passenger door it has a keyhole, which all the newer cars most certainly do not. So I guess they save money by not having a physical keyhole on the passenger side, and they've pretty much taken it away. Well, they haven't taken it away on newer cars. They actually just hide it in the handle. You can pop off the handle and there's a key in the fob. But I digress. This car is going up for sale, so if you want to buy it, look at this. Look at this old seat. Got a couple tears in it. It's still functional, just got a couple tears in it. And the passenger seat's got all the cracking. Back seats, of course, no one ever rides back there, so back seats are fine. But it is at 134,371 miles. And yeah, we're gonna put this battery in. This is group size 59. The old one was group size 58, but that battery is from 2018. This battery is from last month. Of course, Costco does not have stuff for a 30-year-old car, so grab the next closest thing. And basically I just had to see if it fits. The guy at the Tire and Auto Center said drop the battery into the tray, but don't take the plastic covers off the terminals just yet, so you can make sure it fits. That way I can return it if I don't take those little red and black plastic terminals off. So this is the battery hold down. I'm gonna unthread it out of there. I put a little never sees on the threads because that is always a rusty area, the battery tie down on any car. And this bolt all rusted out. I'm just gonna leave it in place, not mess with it. I did wipe out the battery tray after I gave the car a nice car wash. I wiped off the connections inside and outside on the positive and negative. So let me for the last time or two, let me set you guys right here in the Mustang under the hood, and we will see if group 59 feels like fitting in the location. I put it side by side with the old battery. It's a slightly taller and slightly wider, but I think it's going to work. And you can see the battery tie down. It's kind of, angled or tapered, and it's notched toward the bottom, so I think it's still going to be able to be installed, which is nice. And I had the weird misfire issues, but since I need a new battery, I'm like, let me put that in first, and if I still have the misfire issues, because last time I jumped the car, last two times I've jumped this car, those weird misfire issues have not been present, which is very strange to me. How does the car have an issue? And then, I mean, yeah, sure, it sits for a while, but then you come back and then it's totally fine. Like, what? I don't quite understand that. I mean, I'll take it, but I really hope it doesn't come back, because, I don't want to sell a car to someone and it have an issue that didn't show up during the test drive. That would just be strange, and I wouldn't feel right about that. So, what is going on with my ratchet? Just trying to tighten it up. Okay, that's nice and tight. So, as you can see, battery tie down installed, and they just the foot of the battery kicks out just a little bit, and the battery tie down just clamps down on the foot part there. And as you can see, it fits in there. It's a little bit snug, but you know what? It fits in the tray, just a little bit tighter than the original, or the previous battery. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop these plastic covers off. And then I'll put the negative terminal on. I'll have to the should get my short socket, but you know what? I'll just take off the extensions. And since we're here, just keep rolling with it. So I'll tighten up the negative here, 8mm. Same with the battery tie down that we just did, 8mm. Bolt head. Alright, got that tight. Get these in my pocket so they don't fall anywhere. And then get the positive side. What in the world? Oh, that's kind of a, it's there. Okay, that'll reach. You know what? I am happy with that. So, for a quick second, I thought it maybe wasn't gonna reach, but it reaches. So, that's cool. Okay. All right. So we got both connections tight, and I'm just gonna see if it starts up. I can add this guy back on if I want. I might leave it off and just put those little green and red little pieces on. I'll show you those in a second, but let's just keep it rolling. Let's see if this thing fires up. See how it runs. Oh, okay. Hot as balls in here. Almost a full tank of gas. 30 miles on this trip. Woo! Hot. All right. Well, it fired right up. So I'm gonna let it run for a while. And it's actually right about due for an oil change. So I'll change the oil. A couple other, clean out the interior, and it's pretty much ready to go. So thanks for watching, and you can find this on Facebook Marketplace in a day or two. I think, or maybe next week. We'll see. 1995 Mustang GT, stick shift, 135,000 miles or so. All right, thanks for watching. All right, been driving around for a little while, and it seems okay. I'm in 4th gear right now, doing some downshifting, medium throttle, light throttle. You know, it's just it's a nearly 30-year-old car, and it's just a cruiser at this point. You know, if someone wants to rip the engine out and rebuild it or build it up, they're free to do that. But it seems to be behaving well with the new battery, and I'll look everything over again. But yeah, I think it's, you know, change the oil. I'll get fresh inspection, and it's yeah, this car is I think it's ready. If anything else pops up over the next couple days of driving, I'll keep you all informed. But I think it's pretty good. There's a downshift to 3rd, little acceleration there. Yes, so yep. But whoever gets this car, just know you've seen the saga of me working on it. It's when a car gets this old, stuff's just gonna continue to pop up, and you have to be okay with that. It's the experience of wrenching on it. It's not always fun, but it's satisfying when you fix the problem, and then you're able to drive it again. You know, just as I am right now. But you have to anticipate, or just expect the next problem to show up later down the line. That's just how it is with older cars, so there's no way around it. This is not a Toyota Corolla or Toyota Camry. It is a Ford Mustang, and it is what it is. So yeah, I'll clean out the interior and have some old parts to go with it. But it's been a mixed bag. It's been fun owning the car, driving it when it breaks. It's been interesting to figure out how to get it all apart myself, each of the things, from the clutch to the lower intake manifold and all the other ins and outs. The shocks, that wasn't too bad, replacing all the shocks, the ball joints, the tie rod ends, just stuff that just wears out over time. So it's still got a lot of life left into it, so maybe the next owner will be up for the task. All right, thanks for watching. All right, we're here at underneath the Mustang, about to do an oil change. Just give it a little test drive and let everything cool off for just a couple minutes here. And while we're letting it cool off, I'm gonna take some video, show you guys the undercarriage here. So as you can see, not a whole lot of rust. You got some surface rust on the radiator core support, and it's, I don't know if it's supposed to be shaped like that. Could be slightly dented in there. Do with that info what you guys will, but this doesn't look out of place or anything. And you can see the front and the radiator there. And then these are the I removed these lower control arms about probably 2 years ago now. You can see that they had a lot of surface rust, so I hit it with the air powered needle gun at my shop, and then painted them black. I also pressed out the old ball joints. I actually had to heat them with a torch in order to press them out, and then cleaned out the fit, and then pressed in the new ones very carefully, because you got to be careful, because if you get the fit slightly cocked to angle, you'll wipe out the hole, or you'll make it slightly oblong. And you can see it's got the new boot, because the old boot was all torn up. Dirt and grime gets in there and wears out the joint in there faster. And what else? We got newer tie rod ends, as you can see, with the newer boot, because again the old boot was torn. They are greasable as the ball joints are, and I did pump some grease into them. What else? The new front sway bar end links, because the old ones were very rusted out and look very worn out. This car was 28 years old at that point, so I just went ahead and replaced them. Also, I did the inner tie rod ends, and I was able to reuse the boots, just put a zip tie around them. Thankfully the steering rack, is still in functioning condition. And I actually took these nuts off, and I pried the steering rack off of the K-member, because at one point I did drop the oil pan, so I could do the oil pan gasket. And it is a newer blue gasket, as you can see in there, because I was having a oil leak kind of all around. And I did the rear main seal along with the clutch, the pilot bearing, and throwout bearing about 2.5 years ago at this point. But later on I was able to drop, or maybe around that time I dropped the oil pan to do the gasket there. So in order to get the oil pan low enough, I pried the steering rack in front of the K-member and let it hang down, so the oil pan could lay onto the top of the K-member, and I could get the old gasket out, scrape off the mating surfaces, clean them up, and then feed the new gasket in underneath the oil pickup and then towards the back of the oil pan. It just barely worked. Obviously, if you drop the motor, it's way easier. They'll take the whole motor of the car, but I didn't want to do that because I didn't need to. What else to tell you guys? Tires, I replaced these in 2020. That was probably one of the first things I did, because the old tires were good on tread, but they were like 9 years old, so they were dry rotted. So figured I would replace the tires with some Cooper tires all the way around. And at both machine shops I've worked at, I've had access to a tire machine and a wheel balancer machine. Newer O2 sensors in about 2 years ago. I'll date everything specifically in the marketplace post. Oh yeah, the Stita adjustable clutch cable, which I have videos on the YouTube channel, and it goes from here to, where does it come out up here? Oh yeah, you can see it right here. And then it has a bracket that bolts to the body up there, and continues on to the top side. But yeah, as you can see, there is some surface rust here and a little bit there, but usually these are very rusted out, these Fox body platforms, so You can see the pick points on the frame where you would lift the car up. Still look pretty darn good, I would say, for 30 years old. What else to say? You know, usually stuff is just real rusted out on these cars. And this car, as you can see, still got the wheel liners intact. Yeah, it's just I mean, overall, it's got good bones, really. You know, so that's what I wanted to showcase underneath the car. So these pictures will also be going up on Marketplace of the underbody. So definitely wanted to show that. And let's see, I've already shown you up here. I'll give you another rundown, why not? I did put a new filter in here. This is all over the past 4 years. The new filter. I got, when I did the whole remove the upper and lower to replace the gaskets for the lower intake manifold, I did the IAC gasket, the EGR gasket back. Let me go on the side, I can't even see. Right there. Oh yeah, I did the new shocks and struts on front and back, as well as the quad shocks. A lot of stuff. The only thing I couldn't ever figure out is the air would not blow out of it would only blow out of the defrost vents. It would not blow out towards the passenger or in the footwell. So there's something going on. There's a disconnect somewhere with the one of the air lines going into the cabin. But I did reconnect. I think it's this line here because it was broken off, but that did not fix my issue, unfortunately. Repainted the strut tower bar. And yeah, just a lot of stuff. The short throw shifter I installed recently. You saw me do that. The passenger window doesn't go up or down unless you open the door and then gently push down on the glass as you hold down the up or down button. So little quirks like that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Brakes are still in decent shape. I got some slight markings, but if you feel with your finger, they don't feel, maybe just the slight beginnings of being cut, but not, you know, they don't squeak or make any weird noises when they're braking. So they will, but the next time brake pads need to be changed, rotors will need to be changed as well, most likely. And if I could take you in here, still good meat left on the brake pads on the front. Let me see if I can show you the back. And yeah, decent life on the back as well. So thing's got nice meaty brake pads, and the car only weighs like 3,400 pounds. So, you know, brakes still got a lot of life left in them, which is pretty cool. Oh yeah, drain and filled the coolant when I did the lower intake manifold gasket repair. You have to drain the coolant in order to remove the lower intake manifold, so I put new coolant in there. Yeah, I think that's all I can think of right now. So I'm gonna change the oil, and that'll be it for today. Inspection, clean out the interior, post pics on the Marketplace. Drain the oil. Remember, on the old 5.0s, you got 2 drain plugs. I'm doing the one right now. It's so hot every time I try to, you know, loosen a little bit more. Also forgot to mention, I did put new, when I drained and filled the coolant, I did new lower and upper radiator hoses, as well as the rubber connections here and right above it for the heater hose lines. So there's that. I also did a new serpentine belt, because the old one had some cracks in it. It would probably still be okay, but I just went ahead and replaced it. A little preventative maintenance. You know, some preventative maintenance that is actually necessary, not the stuff that they say to do at the dealership just to get your money. But that's just my opinion, and I'll leave it at that.